Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a privilege to welcome our 2026 Masters champion, Rory McIlroy. Congratulations on winning the 90th Masters, Rory.
Thank you.
Last year you completed the career Grand Slam, and this year became the fourth player to defend your title. Could you share your emotions after going back to back?
Yeah, I thought it was so difficult to win last year because of trying to win the Masters and the Grand Slam, and then this year I realized it's just really difficult to win the Masters. I tried to convince myself it was both, but yeah, just incredible. I obviously did the bulk of my work on Thursday and Friday, and I don't think I would have believed anyone if they said to me, all you have to do is shoot even par for the weekend and you'll win. I definitely thought I was going to need to go out there and at least shoot a couple of under par scores. But yeah, just absolutely delighted to be able to get it done. Having a 6-shot lead going into the weekend, it would have been a bitter pill to swallow if I wasn't able to get myself over the finish line.
Congratulations, Rory. What do you think this tournament and this golf course has taught you about life?
Good things come to those who wait, maybe. Just keep going. I find myself in a very similar position today to where I was in the last round last year, 2 or 3 behind. But I played solid golf after that. I was 4 under for a 11-hole stretch there, which is what I needed to do to give myself that cushion going up the last. And I just tried really hard to focus on myself. I thought if I could get to 14 under, I thought that everyone else would struggle to get to that score. So that was the number I had in my head. I got to 13 on the last, and had that 2-shot cushion. So didn't quite get there, but yeah, just keep going. Just keep your head down and keep going. And if you put the hours in and you work on the right things, eventually it'll come good for you.
Along the same lines, Rory, this game has such odd mystery to it. What is it about this game by which the player is never exactly the same one day to the next?
You have a lot of time to think. You're out there a long time. There's a long time between shots. There's a long time between rounds. I think it is of all the big sports, I do think it is the most mental of it. It's the most challenging mentally, and I think it's hard to stay in the same mental space for 4 days in a row. Because I was in a great mental space, like say on the 13th tee shot, for example. Monday, all my practice rounds up here, the weeks leading into it, Monday, Tuesday, great. I hit 2 left on Wednesday off that tee, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I didn't sniff hitting the fairway. So it's just, there's little things that happen that just start to make you second guess things, and it's just very hard to stay on the right, not in the right spot mentally, but the same spot mentally for a long period of time.
Congratulations. It was stressful to watch, but you didn't look all that stressed or flustered yourself. What was the moment of greatest stress, do you think, during the day, and how did you get through that moment?
I'd say walking off the 18th tee, not knowing where my ball was, I think that was the moment of greatest stress. I was like, this could go anywhere. It could be anywhere. And there was a few others. I thought my second putt on 11 was huge to avoid making bogey there. That green I felt was a lot slower than the rest of the greens this week, just because it was new, and definitely different characteristics in terms of the slopes of that green are so different than what it used to be. So Cam and I both left our putts short there, But I held a really good second putt, which was a big point in the day, I felt.
You've kind of avoided numbers goals throughout your life, but you have said that you'd like to be considered the greatest European of all time. I'm just curious, we'll debate it forever, but how does it feel to at least be in that conversation now?
Yeah, like today I tie Nick. So yeah, there's obviously going to be that conversation, and that debate is going to be had. But it's a cool conversation to be a part of. So, but again, like it took me 10 years to win at my 5th major, and then my 6th one's come pretty soon after it. So yeah, I'm not putting a number on it, but I certainly don't want to stop here.